out so you guys get a little bit better angle of everything. We'll see how it goes. So we got to get everything kind of put back enough to where I can safely drive and not have anything flying up in here and attacking me. I have somebody, well, I have two people that are going to help me get the bolt out this week and then also get everything out of here. It's just, I told them both, I was like, first come, first serve, so we'll see what happens this week. I definitely have somebody, no matter what, that will cut the bolt for me, but I think that the plumbing people are going to end up getting everything out of here this week. So we'll see, but for now, I gotta bolt this back in a couple places, probably just in the ceiling to hold it and keep it from, you know, banging back and forth. And then we're gonna clean everything out of here that doesn't need to be in here, that they're not gonna take, and put all these tools and something other than just sitting on the floor, but keep them in the van in case I need them. So the first thing that I think that I want to do is I want to bolt this back into place because I don't need this to be loose anymore. I already have this unbolted. There's nothing behind here. So that's the very first thing I'm going to do. And kind of re-clip all this plastic back into place so my seatbelt's all working. Everything's nice and tight. Hold on. So obviously this goes on top, but how this gets like, oh, that goes through there. Oh, it is supposed to be out of here. Fit a wrench behind here to unloosen it, so I'm assuming tightening it will be about the same. I'll leave the bottom part of this because that's all going to end up, all this is coming out, so it's going to have to be popped up again anyways. That's pretty good. It's about as good as that's gonna get. If I can smash my finger. Alright, so I'm gonna do the other side. Just other bolt. Oh yeah, let me change the camera angle because I only put that there for right now so you guys could see this side. Alright, let's move you guys over here. Go. Kind of put you guys right in the doorway here. All right. So all I gotta do is pop this back into place. Up there. First thing, tighten this bolt in there. Do not want to go back into their rightful places. At all. Oh, almost had it in there. You start screwing it and it don't want to screw in. But this plastic really makes it hard to get any kind of leverage here. sucks is because this partition right here, it's hard for me to get on the side of that, and I can't open the door, so I'll try my best here. It looks like this is all where it should be. All of this is actually in place still. Make sure that comes in out. This should just right back in. Like so. There we go. Look at that. Alright, we got seatbelt handles are all back in. Oh, shit. Next on the list, let's go and do these panels screwed back into place. Put these guys back in. Shouldn't be too hard, right? I gotta find screws that came out. It was these ones, these big ones. I just need the drill that I used. Of course, I never put it back where it belonged, so now I gotta find it. Yeah, it's back here though, because this was the last place I used it. Here it is. Alright, so there was a hole right here. Let's see if this hole still even works. I'm going to have to drill a new hole. They're kind of a pain in the ass, dude. Not gonna lie. Oh, right. Because I put those plastic pieces back together, the panel doesn't want us. You can't slide all the way in anymore because it's in the way, so I'm gonna have to drill a new hole. Everything falling over today. Trash can just fell over behind the blew over behind you all. It's impossible to get a good grip on this thing now from this angle. Just need to get it back in the same. Same thing with this. be another one. Did I only... Oh, those are still in. Okay. Get this back out. That's not going anywhere. Now I gotta do this side. This one right here. Trying to hold this thing. Obviously, I'm not bolting this back into the walls up there because those were a bitch to get out. And I just need something enough that's sturdy to keep these from rocking back and forth. And I'm doing this last one so I don't have to press into this metal banging against the ceiling when I'm driving, because you know it will. Alright, metal panels back in. Check that off the list. Gotta pick the stretch can up. Shit just blowing around up. Doors staying off. Yeah, pretty much like that door is staying off. What I need to do is I need to go get a bag or something, or a box. I'm gonna put all these tools back in it. As who knows, I might need to use, I'll probably have to use this grinder again when we put in the solar panels in the roof. Or, sorry, not solar panels, when we put the exhaust fan in the roof. I'm probably gonna have to grind down the points of the nails or screws that come through the ceiling. And I already got that to do that. That works. So let me grab something to put all this in real quick. Myself two boxes here. I got one for the tools I need to leave in the van, and one for all this miscellaneous crap back here. So I got to throw all this in here so I can give all this a home. Throw my gloves in there too. Ratchets are going to go on this thing and they'll fit. They'll go in the other box. Let's go ahead and throw these glasses in here. Basically, I'm setting all this in the garage, but keeping it all together so I don't have to go looking for it again. Put this leveler in here too. Is that everything? Couple more tools in the back. I thought I had a ratchet back here, but I guess I don't. I must have, that must be the one up front. But I need to take all my stuff out of here so when they remove everything, they're not thinking that my stuff back here is part of the tools that they can have. So this box here is just stuff I'm going to need when building the van. I'm going to put this away. This really belongs inside the tool chest, but for now, keep it in here. Put all this stuff back. This one will go here. Oh, no, that's it. Put that there. 13. 11. What's this? 3/4. I don't think that really goes in there. Just in the box. 10. Okay. 14. There. I don't know what this is. Is this 15? Yep, this is 15. Alright. 12. 12 right there. Got another 13. It's a newer looking one, so I'll put that in there. This is just an adapter. Put that in there. Got a couple right here. Got a 17. And 11. Assuming that goes there. Alright, so let's move you guys up front here. Dude, I freaking love this tripod here, it's going to make recording, filming, and live streaming 100 times easier on this fan build. This is about as high as it will go, but it's tall enough. Alright, so now I gotta do this. So this box here is actually going to be staying up front in the van with me in case I have to fix my van on the road. Just until I can, basically until I get the van tuned up, I'm going to keep tools in the van if I ever have to fix it. So that's probably a wise decision. So I have everything I need to get into the engine, take things apart out of the engine. Including one of these. This saved the day a couple of times because I didn't have the right size wrenches to get in there. So we'll throw that in there. An extra ratchet. I gotta keep this out because I gotta put my seat back in. Alright, this is 16. Is there? Another 12. I already have 12 in there. Just throw that in there. 14. 16. Already got a 16. These all back in here. I also just found in the garage a lot of different types of drill bits, way more than I have here. So I'm sure I'll have everything I need. Why does this look like a shell casing? This one looks like a shell casing, like a spent shell casing. I got tired of all this shit sliding around when I try and drive down the road. So hope it ends up in the door. We're trying to pull out of the van. What's this? 22. See a 22, but put that there. 17. What's all this? Instructions to the distributor. Alright. Look what I found. I found some weird sign in here, FDC. I don't know what that is. Got a 10. Screwdriver. Alright. So I got all this cleared out of here. Let me pick these miscellaneous screws up. Just throw them in the box. Bolt. Forgot about that one too. Throw that in there too. Anything miscellaneous can go in there. This can go in the trash. Throw the drill in here. Alright, now I gotta put the door in here. Or the door, the chair. Chair is right there. Gotta bolt that back in. I had to go to the store last night, and I came out and I realized I was like, I can't fucking drive nowhere because I'd have to put all this back together, and I just like, fuck it. I guess whatever I needed wasn't all that important anyways. So this is what I'm gonna do with you all. Hold on. You can't see through my tinted windows unless I open them. Now I gotta get the chair past the door here. So stick you guys as close to it as I can. There you go. Alright, I tried giving you a chance, dude, but we're not for negativity in here. I even modded you. You blew it. Alright, let's go ahead and put all this in here. This is my third time in doing this with this chair. Just gonna like hand tighten these down until I can't anymore, and then I'll hit it with the bolt for the ratchet. Sure, it's nice and tight. Last time I didn't get it all the way, and you can feel the chair moving sometimes. Very odd angles. So I'm still leaving the passenger seat out of the van, just for now, because I don't need it. I don't have anybody jumping in here with me. And like I said, I'm ordering swivel seats, and eventually that's going to go on first before the seat. Probably wondering, oh, why didn't you vacuum the rubber mat? Well, because the rubber mat's coming out of here. It's not staying in, and it's going to get dirty again when they go to remove all this stuff out of here, so it's pointless. Rubber mat's coming out. It's going to actually be deep cleaned. And there's insulation going under it. Then it's going back on top of the insulation. I'm doing in the front cab from here to, under the driver pedal, I'm doing a reflective vapor roll of insulation that I'm cutting to fit. So it'd be kind of silly to insulate every square inch of the van in the back and then just leave the front not done. It would make no sense to do that. We'll see. Putting the chair back in is a hell of a lot easier without this door here anymore. I can fit into this hole. Before, this was a pain in the ass. In fact, that was the bolt that was loose last time because I couldn't really get to it that well. This front one is the only trouble bolt. Let's test it out real quick. Oh yeah, that's way better than I previously had it. Feels good. Oh yeah, I wanted to start the van up. Haven't started it. It'll take in 2 days now. Make sure it still starts, right? That would have been my next project today if it didn't start. Alright, I gotta take a little break for a second. Read some of these, catch up on some of these comments here. So yeah, again, our only hang up is that stupid bolt that's in the floor. If that bolt wasn't there, I would continue working onward, but the problem is I could get every other bolt unfastened in this entire van, and we still ain't getting the shelves out or the partition out, and then everything's just going to be 100 times looser, and quite possibly when I drive down the road, crash over and become a bigger mess, and possibly hurt or damage the equipment that is still in here. So if I want any chance at getting any kind of help getting it out of here, I have to make sure that the merchandise is not damaged, because then nobody's going to want it. The plumbing guys, well, they could be pool guys too, I guess, but the plumbing guys are still interested in everything. Their only hang up is that they're really busy, so they are going to try and get to me early on this week when I'm at work. Worst case scenario, my new Aussie friend that I met through my job does have a Sawzall. He can just cut that right off for me. So worst case scenario, they don't come and get the stuff. He'll at least cut that off for me at my job. It'll take him like 5 minutes. And then help me unbolt everything else that's in here. Make sure that there's no other bolts that are going to be, stripped. And then I'll just pull everything out next weekend, like I had planned this weekend. Except everything will mostly be empty. This is done. That's cool. This was hard. It was in an awkward. What made it hard was the awkward place that it was. You had to take this out. It's kind of funny that the mechanic shop originally that was going to help fix my van, I had asked for them to quote me how much they'd charge me to remove, everything in here. And when I was talking to the lady, or the wife, she looked at the the front panels here, the partition, and she's like, oh, it's behind this plastic, we're gonna have to charge you $75 because we're gonna have to take the plastic off to get behind the bolt. Dude, every single time a mechanic will like try and make something so routine sound so complicated so they could like up your charge. I'm so glad I never paid $150 for someone to take shit out, because originally I was going to, until my brain told me, you know, there's probably a company out there that needs this stuff for free and would be willing to take it out for me for free. So, just got to be patient. We did try removing it this weekend. We did get a lot of these bolts out that were hard to get to. So I am proud of myself for that. I can't do anything about a strip bolt that's been in here for 20 years. And with every tool that I have at my disposal here, we tried getting it out and it just wasn't working. And I think I was ending up making it worse because I was damaging this partition trying to get that bolt off. We tried a hammer and we tried a sledgehammer and we tried a gigantic crowbar with thorns at the end of it, and that still wouldn't get it off. That thing, listen, one of these days, guys, when my channel is going good and we're traveling, one of these days you're gonna see a nice t-shirt that says Cam the Nomad, and on the center of it it's just gonna have a picture of the rusty bolt, because I'll take a picture of it when we cut it out. We'll put it on some t-shirts and then you all could buy the shirt. You can overcome anything, any obstacle, and it'll just be the bolt. I thought that would be clever. Yeah, for a couple seconds. I'm trying to conserve my gas because, again, I'm kind of low on funds till Wednesday, so I gotta conserve gas here. Good. It just has a higher idle until I get the evap situation taken care of. So I checked everything. My gas cap's good. I couldn't find any vacuum leaks. And I did get a code last week for like one day, and now the code disappeared. But I got an evap sensor code where it had something to do with the evap, but it was like a sensor code for that. So I could just have a faulty sensor. Also, there are no lights on the dash except for an airbag light at the bottom left of the screen, which is a very normal GM light to have on an older vehicle. I don't even know if I have an airbag in here, but I definitely don't have a working horn, which I'm kind of sad about, because like, how do I express my anger for people that do dumb things while on the road? I can't. I have to mime to them. I have no horn. I'm going to show you guys why I want to get a new steering wheel. Give me a second. I'll show you guys. Very carefully. Here, let me put the legs back in on this tripod so I can fit it in the van. Bro, this tripod for the win, by the way. This is the best tripod ever. I mean, of course it is. It's meant for like an actual Canon camera. Look at that. Now you all can comfortably sit up high inside the van. Is that cool? Let me zoom you guys back a little bit. So, let me get in here. This is why I want to replace the steering wheel. Look at the steering wheel. It's seen brighter and better days. Look how much wear the steering wheel has, man. This steering wheel has seen more action than Daisy Doom on her best day. It's crazy. So I want to get a new steering wheel. Something clean, something comfortable, and with a working horn, you know? There you go. Oh gosh. I guess I could throw the ratchet in the box now. Sounds like it's ready for cross country, maybe. It still needs a tune-up. Like, I want to get an oil change on it in the next month and then replace the oil filter. I'm also going to go ahead and replace my fuel filter as well. It's very easy to get to. I think within the next 3 weeks as well, I'm going to replace my starter, which I could just do that by myself. It's a $56 part on Amazon, and it's right under the front bumper, kind of on the outside. And we have in the garage here, we have I don't know what they're called, but they're like lifts for your front wheels or whatever. You drive up onto them and it lifts the front of the vehicle all the way up. So I'll be able to get to that pretty easily with those lifts. So I'll be doing that in the next few weeks. Similar to, oh gosh. We're just taking a little break right now because it's not, I don't think it's going to rain today. I'd like to finish filling in the silver spots on the side of the van, sand it down a little bit, paint it in with the clear coat and spray paint. Might need to look into a new exhaust too. Sounded like it's leaking. Maybe straight pipe it. This Vortec engine's really open up with the exhaust systems. Yeah, again, I still have to have my van looked at by a, you know, professional mechanic. I'm gonna ask them to check everything for leaks. If they tell me that I got a leak in my exhaust, then I'll consider, you know, fixing that or replacing it. It definitely has some issues with it, but I mean, for a $1,000 vehicle I just got that I know nothing about yet, I'd say I did pretty good. I got a decent vehicle for the price and everything else with it, so see how long that stays working. See, another thing I wanted to do too is, I'm not doing it today, but this entire ceiling here is gonna get, not ceiling, but the material and then the foam that's underneath it is all going to be coming out to where it's just the metal ceiling exposed. And basically I'm doing that because I don't, this retains, like, you know, the smells over the last 20 years. It looks nasty. I don't really feel like cleaning it, and it would look stupid putting it back in. So I'm gonna do a continuation from whatever I do on that roof back there all the way to the front here. And the reason I got a couple people that are contractors and people that are carpenters good at wood cutting, they're gonna help me with these special angles I need to be able to get the wood to go all the way to the front and then run trim, you know, like on the top of the windshield here, so it looks like it's supposed to be there. And then right here, see if you guys can see, right here where the rear view mirror should be, I'm doing a digital rear view mirror where I'll have a front camera on it, a dash cam, and then also a rear backup camera. So I'll be putting that in as we move along here. I could just do another backup camera on my CarPlay screen, but I would have to buy a camera for that, and buying the camera for that costs as much as just getting a rear view mirror with one built into it. So a suicide knob for the steering wheel. Oh, one of those round things that the truckers use. Yeah, I mean, I just want something a little bit more comfortable, and something when I touch it, it doesn't feel like I have to go wash my hands immediately right after, you know? I don't know if I showed you guys this either, but it also has the tow package, which I didn't realize that the B6 had. I had no idea that the B6 had the tow package. But yeah, it's let me see. Screen right here. So of course it's got the CarPlay when I have my phone plugged in. You even put an SD card in here, which is interesting. Auxiliary. So here's where it used to have the backup camera, but Hurricane Helene ripped the camera off, and then I've been cutting the wire out of here because it was all messed up and old looking. But yeah, there's no camera anymore thanks to Hurricane Helene. What is this? Oh, is this, can I use this as a TV screen? Is that what this is? AV input? Can I literally hook up a TV? That's interesting. Freaking love this gimbal, dude. Dude, it is way too windy. This gimbal almost tried to fall down twice because of the wind out there. It is windy today. Things are looking good, thank you. You ever thought about driving your own van to do the... No, I haven't. Some of those steering wheel knobs, I can send you one. Nice. Might need to look... Oh, I already read that one. Trying to see if I miss anything up here. What's up, Godzilla? I don't remember saying hi to you. Yeah, so for the biggest thing that I really wanted to be able to do this weekend was have all this empty out of the back and be able to, I wanted to actually tape, hold on, I'll wait. I wanted to tape where everything was going to go, so I like wanted to be able to show a floor plan and then also do the same thing with the ceiling where everything was going to be in the roof, like bolted in. But I guess we'll have to wait till next week. I need to do that first before I start laying my structure in, because I need to make sure my spacing for all my base materials is going to be right for how I want to have it set up. But on one of the walls, here, I'll grab okay. So, get to the back of the van here. So on this wall over here, on the driver's side, the countertops and everything's going to actually be sticking out further than anything I have designed on this side of the wall. Because it's still going to be a pretty narrow space. You can actually see with the partition divider up front there, you can get a pretty good idea of how far out the cabinets could come to where the doorway is. And then essentially that little doorway space right there, if I built the same size on both sides of the van with how far everything stuck out, that is how much room I'm going to have to get, you know, from the back to the front, where I'd prefer to have a little bit more space. So when I build and put the desk in, that desk on Amazon, by the way, is not going to work. I was able to get the specs to it, and then I checked, because this wall is clear, I checked with the measurements, and if that desk was in here, it would basically stick out to where the edge of this passenger seat is right now. So I'm gonna have to build my own desk. It's gonna be about 3/4 the size of that panel up there on the right. Stick out about that far. I don't have to have as much desk space because the computer monitors and TV screens, it's gonna be mounted to the wall. So that will take up a lot of room on top of the desk. Hey, what's up, Cat Eyes? Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think that in terms of space, as long as I do everything where it is utilizing as much space as I can, but also at the same time leaving some room to be able to move around, it won't feel as claustrophobic in here. So like with the ceiling and everything, right now, obviously, you can see it's got like a roof cover protector thing on it. So if you would imagine, even with the ceiling, it's going to be dropped down probably about an inch from where it currently sits. So I'm going to lose about an inch of head space. And then I'm also going to lose about an inch of floor space. So essentially I'll end up losing about a couple of inches in height in this van. So it should end up coming out the way I want it to. But yeah, as you can see, let's say like right here, the bed is going to go from the doorway, from the back of the doorway, I'd say about 2 inches into the van, the bed will begin. And it'll go to about the edge of that wheel well right there, or to that thing that's sticking up above the wheel well right here. This thing, it'll go to about the edge of that. That's about the width of the bed, which is, for one person and a dog, that's like plenty big enough. And the height of it, dude, all these trucks, there's so many loud vehicles today. The height of it will start about right here. So that actually gives me quite a bit of space up under the bed. And the whole bed platform that I have designed to build is going to plop right into the space here with all of these rounded, wheel wells, and then the water tank on the other side. It'll fit perfectly like a glove right into that space. But on that wall over there, you can see kind of closer to the inside door there, that's where the mount's going to go, in that wall, and the wood paneling for the TV monitor / computer monitor. I'm doing a 2-in-1, and I decided to just go with a really big one, and I'll be able to tilt it facing this way when I'm in bed, and then I can face it the other way if I'm eating at a table in the front of the van. So that would be pretty cool. That will take up a lot of wall space, of course, but I mean, it'll be nice to have like a nice big screen in here. And I'm gonna do a curved screen. I'm getting one that actually kind of curves. Also, too, my laptop have like a secondary computer screen there, so I'll still have my 2 screens, you know. I got a FireWire I use on my computer to be able to hook it up to other monitors, and then the PlayStation 5 Pro will be my console I use for like my Netflix, Disney Plus, like any TV watching I want to do on there, and of course all powered through Starlink. But yep, this is gonna be the week we got all this shit out of here, finally. So yesterday y'all seen me unhook the bolts to the main mount here on both sides. I'm pretty certain this is 2 pieces though. So there's going to be another piece behind the shelves, which means that we're probably going to have to take out at least one of the halves of the shelves. They're in 2 pieces to get to the middle of the wall mount. You can't see it from that angle, but this is not all one piece all the way to the front of the van. They're all the same length. That's why it won't come out right now. It's going to be pretty interesting though when it's done. Alright, let's go ahead and get started on the spray paint. On the, I just want to fill in these silver spots. Anything right now will make it look better. So right now I want to, doesn't take that long, just sand that in on the edges so it won't keep peeling. We're not going to worry about the door today because I actually have to get more painter's tape to do that project, and I got to get some kind of film or whatever on top of the windows so I don't get any paint there. But we're going to do here too, and basically just sand this down a little bit and spray paint it in, cover it with clear coat. So I guess we'll start here at the first one. So we'll kind of position the camera out of the way. Let's say about, no, not right there. It's too low. I gotta put the legs back down. I've been trying to do what I can do, you know. What we can do. That's a pretty good angle. Let me lift this up just a little bit though. Lift you guys up. There we go. So it's literally gonna take me like 15 minutes. I actually don't have much white paint left, so I should have enough to do these 2 spots and that would be it. So I just need to sand it down enough to where it's not going to flake anymore around the edges. It's all uneven anyways, it looks like crap. So it's about as good as that's gonna get. Obviously I don't want to do it too hard, I don't want to chip off any more paint spots if I don't have to, but just ones that were loose already. So that should be good. I got enough paint left. This paint's expensive too. It's like 17 bucks a can. Looks better already. Looks better than the silver, right? I mean, I'm literally just using a can of spray paint. It's not gonna look like I paid $5,000 to have it done. That's the point. Still want it to look, I still want the van on the outside to look somewhat worn down, because it'll make van life a lot easier for me. The nicer the van, the bigger problems you might run into, you know, either people trying to rob you because they think you might have nice things inside of it and they know that you live in it, so you probably keep all your valuables. For me, not as much. And then also, you know, I could do more stealth camping out in the city somewhere where not as many people are going to turn their heads towards my van. Now we're just going over it with the third road. Locking all this in that I just painted. Give it a little bit of a shine, right? That looks pretty good. Yeah, I would be sad if somebody did that, but the good news is if I'm, I'll be with my van usually most times, and if I'm planning on going on a hike or something, I still have those locks for both of the back doors and the front doors. I have those side door locks, which would help with discouraging people breaking in. So I could lock my doors from the outside as well with deadbolts. That front door you're not getting in either. It's kind of fucked up. All right, let me reposition the camera to the side of the van. I got to do the other spot, and I'm just about out of white paint, so I'm hoping I could at least get this spot done. So we'll see. Man, this tripod makes life so much easier. Before I was using a ladder with just like a charging phone stand to hold my phone up. So I'll do about right there. So I'm not doing stencils on this side because remember, I'm putting a window about, let's say about right here over the bed. So there's going to be a window here from like about that is about the size of it, and it slides out like this, or it pops out. It doesn't slide, it pops out, and it's got a screen you can pull down on it. And then I'm also going to end up doing a smaller window right behind the driver's seat there, a little slide window with a screen for the kitchen, because they don't really cost all that much money. Like the one I'm putting here is about $151. The very tiny slide one for the kitchen would only cost about $109. And I have somebody with the correct tools I need to be able to cut the van out and then install the window. So I got everything I need to do it. And if you have the option to have windows, you put them in. You put the windows in. Why do you put the windows in? For one, it will make the inside of the van feel a lot bigger. And two, it will give me way more ventilation because all my other windows do not open. So it'd be cool to open 2 windows and you have the exhaust fan. All right, so I'm about out of paint. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to paint this whole spot here, but I'll try. You gotta sand it first. I'm waiting on a few more stencils to come in the mail. They've been kind of tied up here the last week to finish the other side of the van. Once those stencils come in, I'll be able to finish the other side. I didn't want to use duplicate stencils in the same area. Yeah, see, this paint sucks. This paint that GM used, it really fucking sucks, dude. Look how easy it comes off, man. If I wanted to, I could completely strip all this paint off of this van and it would come off so easy. And then it would just be this color. Just enough paint to get this filled in. Except for the droplets. My dirty ass rag. Alright. Let's get that drop down. You know what, there's just going to be a droplet there. If I go and fucking try and tap the middle of there, I'm going to not have enough paint to fill that back in again. I mean, that's about as good as that's gonna get. Still looks a lot better than it did. Appreciate it, NTF, thank you. Yeah, it's starting to come along. I mean, all right, let's go over with clear coat. This stuff does dry very quickly. Let's lock it in. But, you know what the funny thing is, when I install the window, it's going to end up cutting out like half of this spot anyways with the window. And it's going to be a little bit more positioned over the bed area, which is going to be from here, I'd say about right here is the width of the bed. So, the window will probably be about right here. If I really wanted to though, I could start the window back here. Just kind of go down here with it a little bit lower, and then it would take up most of the spot right here, and then the other window would go right here. Alright, so now we gotta paint the roof racks. And the cool thing about this tripod is I can shorten it and just stick you guys up on the roof so you can actually see. Scratch my van. Alright, now I gotta stick you guys up on the roof. So we'll shorten the gimbal down. I gotta put cardboard up there under the roof rack so if anything drips, it'll fall on that. Give me a second, guys. Got to change the dynamics here of this gimbal and tripod. I actually don't need any of these legs other than just the base legs for this next portion. Alright, let's try and do this. It's going to be hard for me to be able to see how everything looks, but let's try it this way. Alright, that looks like that should be good. What can you guys see? You see I'm doing this one. Let me grab my other phone. Because I can't see the screen. I just look at this and oh yeah, you guys got a great view up there. Hopefully it doesn't fall. But actually, you know what? I'm painting it black, so I guess it doesn't really matter if it does drop in there. Doesn't really matter. It's black paint. Making the roof racks black to match the roof of the van, and also when I'm out camping somewhere, it'll help draw a little bit more sunlight to the solar panels. Actually, I don't care if it's a strip on the roof and it's black. Try not to fall here. There you can see, all nice and black now. Now, here's the other thing. This back one here is still chrome. Do I just leave that chrome? Because I already painted that whole thing. Do I leave that chrome and paint both of these black? Like make it both of these black? I don't know. Let's see what this angle looks like. So, lower just the hair. So that looks alright. Alrighty, back it up. Slide the slider forward and go to the next one. I'm actually not going to use the cardboard on the next one because when I tried spray painting it chrome, I ended up getting chrome paint on the roof. So I kind of want to fill that in with the black anyways. Alright, so I gotta change sides, I gotta go to the other side. I actually want here. Spots in this. tracks are going to look a hell of a lot better when they're all black. The way they looked before is how you could see how this one was on this side. They used to be like this white, weird, rusted color, and they're all rusted. And I think these are responsible for the roof rusting, so I think using rust-stopping black paint will keep it from rusting anymore. I did that shit blind. Alright. I forgot to do the inside of that. I'm almost out of black paint. Shit. Go through this stuff quick. Alright, so I pretty much don't have a choice. I'm going to have to leave the back rack chrome for now. I'm almost out of black paint. I'm going to have to do it. But the solar dishes going on top of these will look really nice. Black paint, but fucking hands are all covered now. Alright, I gotta get this cardboard off of it and pull you guys back down. Oh shit. Give me 1 second. I open my tripod back up here. All right. There we go. So that came out pretty good, I think. As good as it's going to get with having a half a can of spray paint. Yeah, I definitely think it looks a lot better than the rusted white that's up there. Again, like, I'm not going for a perfect look. I'm in no way trying to invest a lot of money into a perfect look with the appearance of the van from the outside. I'd rather spend all the money I have in putting it in here. All my time and energy in here. Because this is where it's going to count the most. This is where the majority of my time will be spent in here. So, alright, next thing I need to do real quick is I want to offload this passenger seat, get this out of the van. I'm going to stick it. Oh my God. Alright, so I want to stick this chair somewhere in the garage real quick. Because when they come to take the stuff out this week, I want to make it as easy as possible. You guys can't look, but it fit right in there. And then I also need to take these and the other plastic thing. These just get bolted up onto my dash. There's a screwdriver. Alright, so this plastic housing that goes under the steering wheel and driver passenger area. I'm not putting these back on yet because they're gonna have to, when I take my van in for a tune-up, I still need it to be easy to remove the doghouse in the center there so they can get to the engine. So that's why none of this is back yet. That is also why I did not just put the passenger seat back in, because that would also have to come out. Even though I'm removing all of this during the van build, I'll put it back in. So they're going to be able to keep everything that's in here. They're going to keep the wall panelings, they're going to keep the shelves, they're going to keep the metal things or whatever. They're going to get to keep the door here. That door is going to be theirs. The window, the metal window, I don't know what they're called, jail cell things that go on the windows. Those are in here. All the bolts to those are all right here in the back. They're all right there. They are not going to get to keep this. These are my brand new battery jumper cables. These are mine, but these are just kind of in the back of the van because I don't really have anywhere else to keep them. So I still have both of these locks. So this lock right here goes to the outside of the van. On the back doors and the side doors, I have the key to it on my key ring. And if I'm going on a long hike or somewhere with Valentina, I can lock the doors from the outside, which would really make it difficult for someone to break in. Because remember, that front, whenever I go somewhere, the front cab of the vehicle is going to be closed off with blackout curtains. You're not going to be able to see in the back. I'll catch up on comments here in a second. So, we got that. somewhere where it's not going to be bouncing around a bunch. That pipe is going to have to get moved because otherwise it's going to be rolling all over the place. And the other pipe is actually very heavy. This is very heavy. Here. This is solid metal. So we're going to put that back up here because at least it wasn't rolling around. This goes there. Alright, so all these are theirs. They can have these. These go over the windows. That's a basket full of windows. All these go on the doors. So what we'll do, try and eliminate some of the sound back here. Put these on top of this blanket thing. This box of tools here is mine. How are these? This looks like it goes to a pipe. Let's throw that under. Nothing else back here that's fine besides those jumper cables. Everything else is going to go to them. Up before I forget, because it will rain. Oh shit. I left my rain on. No, I left the key on. I almost just drained all of my battery, man. It took it a second to start, too. I don't remember doing that. I had my keys halfway turned in the ignition that whole time. Good thing the battery's not dead. Oh, these go in the metal partition. All these screws. Alright, so all these go with these in the corners. So I guess I'll stick these. Oh, that's fine. We'll stick these bolts in here. That's what these actually are for. They've got bolts and ratchets and stuff in each compartment. So we'll put the bolts to those right there in the middle. These are the same ropes. These all go to the windows. Smaller ones with the square shape. Remember these. All the square shape screws are the metal window cages. I'll pick all these up off of the floor. Alright, these will stick in this one. So I'll pick all these up. These are all the same. Put those in that one so they're all together. Because, you know, whoever's pulling this out, they're taking everything together. I'll just tell them that they're in here. They'll figure it out. This is what they do. There's just miscellaneous screws we'll just throw in any of these other ones. Alright, these bolts go to that bracket right there, so we'll stick these in with the window ones. They're different looking. There's another one. Another screw, nut. Alright, this is another ceiling screw. Stick that up here with the partition screws. These bolts also go to the partition on the floor. These ones were the non-strip ones, so stick those with the partition screws. Here's more partition nuts. That is the window cage screws. These are, I have no idea what these are. These were in here when I got the van. I don't have any screws on the floor anymore, at least. There's another bolt. Miscellaneous crap. I don't know what any of this goes to. All this can go up in here. This looks like a key hole. Oh, this goes to the outer door locks. Alright, so here's one of the locks. Where'd that other lock go? Just stick it up in here for now. Maybe another one. Here it is. Goes up there. Just for extra measure. To keep that bad boy right there. Motherfucker, dude, that hurt. Fucking hit my head on the only fucking thing to hit your head on. Alright, that will keep that nice and sturdy. Bitch. Oh, this is trash. I'll go ahead and throw away the old weight booster that's in here. Some trash. Some dirty ass trash. All this is trash. A random knife back here, trash. Metal shavings, trash. I got everything out of this door wheel now. There's like so much motor oil. Hands are gonna be fucking greasy. Gosh. I'm just gonna have to take like a broom and sweep up all this scrap miscellaneous. It's like metal shavings in here, dirt, stuff I probably wouldn't want to suck up in the vacuum. Just sweep it up. It's all covered in oil. Alright, so I got it pretty much as cleaned up as it's gonna get. Everything that's in here but this box, this material thing, and those jumper cables is theirs. These are theirs, that's all theirs, everything in it's theirs. Actually the rubber mat I'm keeping. I am keeping the rubber mat because I'm using that to trace out the wood for the floor. So I know how to cut it and so I don't have to like measure it all out again. I can just trace the rubber mat and then it's going in the trash. They're not going to want this rubber mat anyways, it's gross. We got a lot of smaller things done, which add up to big things. Alright, I guess this breaker fuse case. This little distributor part can go in the trash here. But I'll just stick the fuse box top in there for now. Lock. This is trash. Alright, everything's good in here. wrench. Everything that can be cleaned up is cleaned up. Maybe the van will make less noise now. Alrighty. I'm going to read a few comments and I'm going to end the live off. That pretty much did as much as I could do today. Avocado Ghost, what's up, man? Godzilla, the inside will be amazing. Keep the outside so this way it don't draw too much attention from that. And also, it's a great excuse to not have to spend any extra money for no reason, right? Let's just keep it real. I'm just broke and can't afford to also do the outside and the inside, but I'd prefer to just focus on the inside because that's where I'm going to be living. And we're just using an excuse as to it will draw less attention to the van. We got to keep it real, but at the same time, if I was rich, I wouldn't have it repainted. I would just have the van sanded down and vinyl wrapped. In fact, if I could do it and I had the money, I would have the whole van vinyl wrapped the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine, which would draw a lot of attention. But that would be kind of funny to see, like if you're in the Appalachian Mountains somewhere, you know, other campers are driving around, they just randomly see the Mystery Machine like out in Bigfoot County. But that would be one way to get like some good followers on YouTube and stuff when you drive around. I don't have the money for it though. I feel like that would be the only way to make the van look really cool from the outside, is if you did that. One of these days. One of these days. Maybe not this van either. Oh, nice. So my solar panel battery pack charger thing, because I left it up in the front windshield for a day. And one day it charged it from 0 to 3/4 full. Which is pretty good. That's all charging from solar. Glad to see it works. Alright, all these paint cans are empty except for clear coats. Did I spray clear coat over this thing? Yeah, I did. Okay. Empty black paint can. I guess I'll save the cardboard for other projects. Honestly, since I've had this van, this is the cleanest that the back's ever looked. For sure. It's definitely the cleanest that this has ever looked. You don't see any screws or bolts on the floor except for maybe a couple here or there. This is gonna look, bro, you all have no idea. I think because I can picture what the van's gonna end up looking like in my brain. Yeah, you all have no idea how nice, like when I have the van built and I come here and I do this angle of the back of the van, you have no idea how cool it's gonna look. Like you're gonna have the whole ceiling's gonna have that nice wood paneling on it, and then you're gonna just have like 2 LED light strips going all the way in, and you're just gonna see cool lights on the roof with the ceiling lights, the white lights, and then the way it will wrap into the side wall panels with the dark stained wood. It's gonna look awesome. The way everything's gonna look from the back of the van, and how you'll be able to see how everything's kind of like fits and sits in there. Unlike the way it looks right now. It's gonna come out good. I'm gonna set these on up here. So I still have 2 more places to paint on the outside of the van. I got 2 more places I gotta paint. I gotta fix up a couple places on the hood. The driver's side door frame, which I need to get some. I need to basically take saran wrap and painter's tape, go over the window with it and the edges, and then just sand it and then paint in there. And then this back door right here, that's got to get done. I'm out of white paint, vehicle paint right now, so I have to go buy more this week, but I'll finish that up, make that look cool. Because I think right here, I'm going to have a decal made, or a stencil decal made, and then we'll spray paint it in black and white of my logo name. And then at the bottom of it, I'm going to put a QR code sticker, so people that happen to see my van out in the parking lot somewhere or on the street, they can follow my YouTube channel just by taking a picture of it. So I'll put my logo from my van on the back door. So that'll look pretty cool. You know, that way if a cop does happen to pull up behind me and I'm camped out somewhere, they'll be like, oh, it's a camper van. So that will look really awesome, guys. That will look really cool. No, I appreciate it. So here's the thing. I don't think I'll ever post my Cash App. Because, like, I'm doing something that's, like, you know, my choice to do, by choice, and I just wouldn't feel right asking people to Cash App me. Now, I have no issue. What I will say that I'll do is get my YouTube channel monetized, which will be soon, and then once it's monetized, if people want to join members, at least that way, I can give something back for what people are giving to me. You know, like I can provide people with early content, extra content. Maybe some of these live builds that I do, if I'm monetized, will just be a members live, you know. So I'll give people extra content. I think that's fair, and then it doesn't make me feel awkward posting a Cash App or anything either. We'll be able to just keep it on YouTube. Just all people have to do is like the channel, share it, or just view it, you know. They don't have to do anything crazy. So right now, this is how the stencil art is. I'm waiting on some stencils to come in through Amazon for a different one right there. And then I'm doing like a baseline stencil, I think, underneath it to kind of tie it all together. And then I'm doing like a splatter art style stencil over the whole entire thing when it's done. It's going to come out really nice when that's completed. Yeah, see, I got a couple more spots on the store right here. I got to paint. All right there. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go in and kind of try and wash up here. I got to take my dog out. And actually, I could let Valentina out before I turn the live off, so y'all could see her. And then I'll probably end up doing a game stream later. And I'm going to chill for the rest of my day off, because there's not really much I could do with the van right now. I'll put that right there. I'm going to come outside. Say hello to everybody. The camera's right there. was right there.
No. No.
He's working on the dam.
Alright, go potty. Go potty.
Good girl. Alright, so let her do her thing. Oh my goodness. She's probably going to take a big dump. Any other comments before I end the stream off? Oh, just so you all know, we're not really losing any time because we didn't get the metal shelves out this weekend. We're not losing any time whatsoever because I wasn't going to be able to start building the inside of the van until next weekend anyways. Like, I could buy everything Thursday on my way to work, but more than likely I wasn't going to start officially working on it till next Saturday, Sunday. So if they get all this stuff out this week, you know, during this whole week period that I have to work, it won't be any different than if I would have removed it all this weekend. The only difference would be is that the whole back would be completely pressure washed and cleaned out. Other than that, I can't afford to do anything until we get that stuff out, and I get my paycheck on Wednesday so I could go buy shit for the van. Right, Valentina? No, I know. Girl, we have to go get you some food. We ran out of dog food this morning, didn't we? Yeah, so I got a few things I gotta go do. Appreciate you all for watching. We've been live for 2 hours. We got a lot done in a couple hours. So, see you all in the next one. Peace.